In the 1980s, pop culture collectibles such as comics and toys were having a boom worthy of being called the Golden Age. Who could forget Rainbow Bright, Jem and the Holograms, Teddy Ruxpin, Care Bears, Strawberry Shortcake, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Nintendo, Mask, Voltron, He-Man, Monster Trucks, Star Wars, and of course, how about Cabbage Patch Kids? It was during that Cabbage Patch Kids craze that inspired Art Spiegelman to conceptualize his parody of the Cabbage Patch Kids line of dolls. Art Spiegelman was a cartoonist at the time and was a consultant for Topps. He came up with the idea after the success of his earlier creations, Garbage Candy and Wacky Packages. In fact, Topps had gone down this road before. The sports card and collectible sticker kings had long offered pop culture spoofs, inaugurating Wacky Packages back in 1967, a boom time for satire, generally thanks to the massive rise of the youth counterculture. Suddenly, there was a vast rainbow of targets. The concept originally began as an unreleased Wacky Packages sticker for a 1985 series, but the management at Topps thought it would be a good idea for a separate spin-off series. Spiegelman and fellow cartoonist Mark Newgarden worked together as the editor and art directors of the project. Len Brown was the manager, and the first run of the cards were drawn exclusively by artist John Pound. Instead of happy dolls, however, Garbage Pail Kids sticker cards depicted child characters having comic abnormalities such as extraordinary deformities, gross traits, or characters suffering horrible deaths. Each character has a name with humorous wordplay such as Atom Bomb, alluding to an atomic bomb. In November of 1984, Topps Chewing Gum filed for the registration of the trademark Garbage Pail Kids. Topps released the first set of Garbage Pail Kids, which was called the original Series 1, in June of 1985 to critical success. Children clamored to get their hands on packs, so much so that stores quickly ran out of cards to sell. Unfortunately, not everyone was thrilled with the idea of children collecting and trading cards with vulgar scenes of children being decapitated or tortured on them. Schools quickly began banning the cards, citing them as distractions during class. In fact, 5 series were produced for Garbage Pail Kids in just 2 years to indicate their runaway popularity. Movies and morning cartoons were soon developed. If I had said 5 series were produced, I was wrong. It turns out that 9 different series were actually released in the first 24 months. The market saw an influx of Garbage Pail Kids merchandise, from trash cans to Halloween costumes to keychains to sunglasses. Garbage Pail Kids were everywhere. In May of 1986, following the release of the original Series 3, Topps was sued by Original Appellation Artworks, or OAA, for copyright infringement, trademark infringement, and unfair competition. The plaintiff, OAA, manufactured and marketed soft sculptured dolls created by Xavier Roberts called Cabbage Patch Kids. The lawsuit highlighted a number of issues OAA had with the Garbage Pail Kids product, mainly the similarity of the logo designs, product naming, and doll likeness. Topps attempted to argue that Garbage Pail Kids were a parody or a satire of Cabbage Patch Kids and therefore protected by the fair use defense to copyright infringement. However, that after assessing all of the factors, the court found that Topps was not protected under the fair use doctrine. In August of 1986, Judge Ernest Tidwell ordered Topps Chewing Gum to stop producing Garbage Pail Kids stickers. His ruling stated there is a fine line between parody and piracy, and that the stickers were simply an attempt to make money. Eventually, Topps was able to negotiate an agreement with the OAA that allowed them to continue producing Garbage Pail Kids stickers, albeit with different design changes. Body modifications were made to the characters, making them blocky and more plastic-like. One of the biggest changes was a redesigned banner logo to help differentiate Garbage Pail Kids from Cabbage Patch Kids. The straight banner, while not as popular, has stood the test of time and is still used today. On August 21, 1987, a live-action film based on the card characters was released. Its campy production made it both a critical and commercial flop. It opened in 374 theaters and made about $1.5 million overall on a $1 million budget. The Garbage Pail Kids would soon fade into 1980s pop culture obscurity. The resulting changes to the style following the lawsuit were not received well by the kids who had fallen in love with the doll-like kids in the original series, and sales began to decline. Kids were outgrowing the fad, and Topps made the decision to put an end to the Garbage Pail Kid line of stickers. Original Series 15, which was released in December of 1988, was the last of the original series releases. Topps made the decision to quit the line during the middle of production on Original Series 16. Rough images for the stickers, card backs, box, and wrappers have all been developed, but in the end were never produced. It wasn't until August of 2003 that Garbage Pail Kids would return to the market with all new sets and the revival of some parts of the 1980s franchise, including a re-release of the certain original series sets and a revival of the multimedia franchise. Today, there are more than 30 Garbage Pail Kids sets, spanning from 1985 to 2024.
Well, kids, baseball season's here again, and with Post Cereal's baseball trading cards.
If you like baseball cards and collected them as a kid like me, then thanks for tuning into my video. If you'd like to see more history videos or have some memories about this iconic brand, leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you like history, then you should check out my other channels, Eric C. Production, where I'm bringing back memories from the good old days.
Bringing back memories from the good old days. That's super cool, man.